This has one clip here in the corner and the other side, and 2 clips here for you can take the seat out. I don't know if you guys can see the bearings locations here. Some guys take the frame out. For me, I don't need to take it out. I just unplug here. Can unplug for positive or negative. I prefer unplug both because this car has a lot of power. Then I don't want to take the risk. Then I'm gonna unplug both. And before I take it out the bearing, I just gonna do this first. Gonna put a, I don't know if you guys can see, I just put it down. After I hear the click, I just put this forward and take it out. You have to take this for safety, and after you can take the bearing out. Why I am always take both out. Sometimes I take just the positive, but sometimes like these cars I like take both because few guys they take just the ground, but sometimes if the ground just touch the another metal, the ground metal, then can give a power for the car. Then I don't take a chance. So maybe the car has another ground, I don't take a chance in case the cable touch some metal, you know, and they give a power for the car. And I take the power out, the positive out, because you know, in case they have another ground or something like that. And this car is very dangerous to work in these cars because they have a lot of power. It's electric cars, has a lot of powers. Then the best way is don't take chance, you know. Just unplug everything and make sure no power is in the car. After that, just in case, you can put the key, turn the keys on for see. I don't know if you guys can see, no power, nothing. Then now it's safe to work in the car. I already start take the parts for the top. I have to take this this battery, this charger for the top here, and for I can go to the transmission. I have to take the axle out for this car. Then I have to take the few parts for the suspension for the both sides. But I can take the axle. I have to take the cables for the power here. And I like to do like this. I like to take a cup and put the name. For the screws I take it out. This one I take the bumper and the light so I can have space here. Yeah, I took the antifreeze out, guys, because I have to take the hose come for here. That one has a clip here, you just put it out. And this hose here I took for the bottom there, over here. And that one I took for here. Is everything for the antifreeze. Is that one here. Let me find out. Oh, that's that hose here. Has the same clip. You just put it up from here. This comes from here. Then I had to take the antifreeze out because this hose has the antifreeze, and I took it out. Now I'm gonna start to take a few parts for here. These screws, these ones, they hold this in the top of the transmission. I'm gonna take the power for here. You guys may, I know I disconnect the power, the battery, but you know this car still has a power. Then when you guys take this out, be careful because this car has a lot of power, guys. Before I can take these cables out, I have to take the cover here and take these screws inside. If I don't take these screws inside, this cable, this connector, they don't come out. Then before I can take again, before I can take these cables, these connectors out, I have to remove the covers here and remove these screws inside. After that, I can remove the screws here in the top and take the connectors out. If I don't do that, the connector is not gonna come out. You can take these screws out, but the connector is not gonna come out if you don't take these screws inside. After I take the upper box, before I can take this plate, this bracket, I have to take it out the 4 screws, the 12 millimeters is going here, one here, one here, one here, and one there inside. I don't know if you guys can see. Just go one there inside. I have to take for the antifreeze bucket, I have to take the bottom. I have to take the 2 screws here. One here, and just pop out here for the bracket. And I have one screw here for the ground. It's over here. I have to take it out too. This is for the ground here. It's number 10 millimeter. This one's 10 millimeter. It just that one's is 12. Just that one's is 12 millimeters. It's 4 ones, 3 in the top and one in the bottom there inside. That's it. Then you're gonna be able to remove this bracket. Just move this bracket for that way. It's not a part of the transmission. It's not part of the transmission, but I just move it out for I can have more room. It's just 3 screws. It's 2 bolts. It's 12 millimeters. 12 millimeters. This it goes one here in the top and one here. That's it. It's not like I say. If you want, you don't need to take it out. But I took it out just because for I can have more room, for I can work better. And I have another one. The hose goes here. This hose goes here. For the antifreeze, I just took it out. It's not a big deal. And I can put it for the side, for I can have more room, for I can work. I'm gonna take it out these 2 screws for this power cable here. It's just the 2 screws. Is one here and one here is 12 millimeters. Just gonna take it out. It goes in the transmission. This one plug goes in the transmission. After that, you just have to take the 3 screws. The 3 bolts goes inside the box. It's 10 millimeters. If you don't take it out, this cable, the power cable, doesn't come out. Then you have to take these 3 bolts out, and that's it. They're gonna come out. You take the screws out. You just have to pressure here and take this plug out. Just pressure this front. Now I have to take the plugs in the back. I don't know if you guys can see, it has one plug here. I'm gonna use this tool for I can take the plug because my hands is not gonna go there easy. After I take these plugs, I'm gonna take a few cables from here, and I'm gonna start for the back in the bottom. I'm gonna start take the axle out. I need to take the axle out for the both sides. Few screws here, few connectors, and after I'm gonna put the jack stand in the bottom, where I can take from here, and the screws goes in the transmission and goes in the motor. That's the last one, because this is holding that's a transmission mounting. Then they're holding the transmission. Then I'm gonna take everything out first. For after I take this screw out, because if I take this, the transmission fell in the floor. Then when everything's set up, I'm gonna put the jack stand in the bottom and I'm gonna take this screw out. I took it out this bracket. This bracket it goes here. I took the screws here, it's 12. And another one here, another bracket here, it's 12. And I'm gonna take the ground here. I don't know if you guys can see. Yes. One ground here, it's 12 too. I'm gonna take it out. And after probably I'm gonna go down to take the axles out. Sometimes when I'm not lost the bolts, I just put in the place, I put in the place back. That ones I put a tape for I don't lost, and for I can remember the place they goes. And when I take it out, sometimes I mark too. I put the names, I put inside the tape, inside the cup here, and I mark everything for I can remember, because it's a lot of screws. Sometimes you don't remember everything where they goes, or you're missing them. Then I just do like this way. I don't know, everybody has their way to do it, then I just do this way for, you know, make more easy for me when I start put everything back together. I'm gonna remember where the bolts going, and a few screws I just leave in the place, put a tape, you know, and that's it. Make more simple. Now I'm gonna take the axle out. Where I can take the axle out, I have to take the 2 bolts for here. This is 19, and I'm gonna take this for the outer. This is 17, and I have to take this on for the axle. And I took this sensor too. The e-brake sensor goes here. I took it out too for I'm not force the cable. Then I take these 2 nuts, one for here and one for here. And after you'll be able for you move the knuckle, and you're gonna have space for take the axle out. Then again you have to take the 2 bolts here. It's a 19. You have to take the nut here, 17, and take this big nut here, is 30. It's a special socket. I don't know if you guys can see. The special socket is 30. After you guys take this out, you guys take the sensor here out. Is 10. The bolt is 10. It goes here, and that's it. After you take everything out, you're gonna have a room where you can be able to take the axle out. Now I'm gonna take the screws out that holds the transmission, the motor. 2 in the top is 17. This one's is 17. The other ones is 14. And after I take the mounting off, holds the motor. Has one here. It has one under the car. When I go to under the car, I'm gonna show you guys. It has another mount holds the transmission. It has another mount in here, holds the transmission. After I take all the screws for the motor holding the transmission, the 14 ones, they goes together, the transmission, the motor. Now I took it off the screw for the mounting and holding the transmission. Has these 4 ones, but I prefer to take for here because it's just one. It's 19 and 21. After you take it out, now I'm gonna take the screw for the other mount in the top, and that's it. I can put the transmission out. Now is the last screw. That's that one goes here in the mountain. I'm gonna take this out, then I'm gonna be able to put it down the transmission. This one was 14 millimeter. Now I'll be able to put the transmission down, and let's see how it's gonna be. Thank God. I just want to say thank God first. Thank Jesus to help me, because this is very hard to take it off, but thank God the transmission is out already. And I don't want to lie to you, but sometimes the transmission is stuck in the motor. Then you have to, you know, maybe with the screwdriver, you guys have to hit the corner for the transmission start to come out. The other transmission is already in the place. I just used the jack. It gave me a little bit hard time to move everything because it's very heavy, but I already put in the place, and give me hard time to put in the same position for the put the screws. If you see, when you put the screws, if you see it's very hard to put the screws, don't put it because maybe it's not in the same position. Then you're gonna lose your bolts. Then when you see they go smooth, no lot of, you don't need to put a lot of force to put inside. Then it's because it's in the same place. These ones, they gave me a little bit hard time to put in the same place, but thank God it's already there. Now I'm gonna start tie the bolts. I tie one for here, one the other side, you know, like you cross, for you do the same tie, for don't be more tie in one side and less in the other side. Then you cross this, like try to tie the bolts like crossing the bolts. Tie one here, tie one the other side, come back here, tie one here, tie the other side, for be the same position, you know. That's better. Now I'm gonna tie the bolts and start put everything together. The cables, everything, the sensors, everything I'm gonna put into place. Guys, alright guys, I'm start putting the transmission back. But before I put in the place, I like the transmission down a little bit lower, where I can put this cable here in the place. I don't know if you guys can see, it has a cover here. Before you put the cover, you guys have to plug and I screw with the 3 bolts, the size 10 millimeters. Then after, guys, tie everything, make sure the cable's in the place and tie. You just put the cover back. And it's 2 screws, one here and one in the top. The size 12 millimeters. That's it, guys. I already put the cable, tie the cable, and I put the cover, and I already tie the cover. This cover is for protection, for it's not going water inside the connector. And it has another plug here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you guys. I think, yeah, it's over here. I already connect the sensor. I already connect the two. It goes in the top of this connector. There's another sensor here. I already put it together there, and that's it. Don't forget to put the connectors back, guys, because if you forgot one, the transmission is gonna, maybe you can break the transmission, or you can, it's not gonna work the same. Now I'm gonna put the screw back to the transmission mount. They're gonna help me more for security. They're gonna hold the transmission better. It's gonna be more secure for I can go under the car, and they holding the transmission for don't fail and nothing, and for don't mess with the motor or the cables. Like I say, tie for one side and hold for the other side. If you don't hold, you're not gonna be able to tie the screws here. The bolt is a 14 millimeter. Then I use this wrench for holding the other side. The bolt is 14 too, and that's it. It's tie ready. Now the transmission is in the same place and secured now. Now I'm gonna show you guys why I put in the tape and put in the names, the bolts in the tapes, the screws, the nuts, and the tape, and put the names. It's just for for I can put it back, because look how mess it is. Then this is gonna, when I put the name, when you put the names and the place they goes, they're gonna make our work more easy, but you can put it back together. Like this, for example, I left the bolts here in the place. I put the tape them. I know where they goes. It's gonna be the same bolts. That's the way I do, for make the work more easy. Because if you guys can see, it's a lot of mess here, and for you guys remember everything, where the bolts going, everything. That's the way I do. Put the tape, like has a bolt here, and the tape has a bolts here. Then I know the exact bolts I have to put it, the exact place they goes. Why I do that? Because sometimes when you finish do these cars, and you have extra bolts, that's not extra bolts. It's because you guys forgot to put in the place, or when it's missing the bolts, is something wrong. Then try do the better way for you don't missing the place for the bolts, for the nuts, for you guys don't have extra bolts, for everything go back in the same place. Just for make sure, guys, don't forget to put it back. This connector here goes in the transmission. Is for these sides is 2 connectors. One here, this black one goes here. You have to hear the click, and the other one is going here. These are 2 connectors, the silver one. It goes here. Don't forget to put the both ones, for you guys don't have a problem later. Now we're flushing the oil. The bolt for you can take it out is this one here. Is this side for the transmission. Is lower here. It's for the driver's side, and for you put the oil is in the top here. Is in the top here. The screws here, the passenger side. I'm all set. Now I'm gonna drive the car for see. Everything's fine. Looks like everything's good. I already changed the oil. I flushed the oil, put the new oil, and looks everything's fine. I'm gonna just test drive for make sure before I give to the customer.